So welcome back to the videos, everybody. It's a lovely sunny Sunday evening. It's the 7th of August and there's another warm spell of weather forecast here for Ireland, for the Republic of Ireland and across the water in the UK. It's to be the second heat wave that they've had in Britain. So as you can see by the Bartry River here, the water levels will be getting lower each day in the river, so it's important to conserve the water. This place here is the townland of Newrath. It's nearly an extension of Rathnew village, or it's on the outskirts, but it is a place in its own right, a townland if you like. The historians believe there's an old Norman settlement, a substantial one, around these parts. The bridge here that we're on at the moment, it's a lovely old-fashioned, nicely designed bridge. That bridge was rebuilt, this present bridge was rebuilt in the 1940s, and there was actually a tragic accident when a local council employee was killed because of an accident on this bridge involving a steamroller, and part of the structure collapsed and the man was tragically killed. The River Bartry there, looking upstream, the summer flow levels are very low indeed, and then we're looking downstream there and the river is flowing on down towards the Broad Lock where it will meet the sea in Wicklow town. So this is a short spin, takes us along this nice back road, a quiet road or a B road if you want to call it that. So we're coming again to the famous Hunters Hotel, the old coaching inn that once served travellers on the Dublin to Ashford road in the days of horses and coaches. And there it is, a very quaint old hotel with old world charm, Hunters Hotel. So it says 2 kilometres to Ashford. If you're in this area at all, you should take a walk or a spin along here on your bike. Equally, a walk is just as nice, but you'll miss it if you travel it by car. You miss it. You're going along and you don't really get a feel for it. But it's a lovely little country road, and you can see here the evening sun and the shadows and the shade and all that. And if you're here, you can hear the wind and the leaves and the birds singing. All the sounds of the countryside. So on the right hand side here we're coming to what we used to know as kids growing up as Tyrrell's farm. The owners were the Tyrrell family and that was the farm there. Good land too, very good farmland around here. Little stream there is dried up in summertime. And then to the left here over that wall is part of John Wilding's Rosanna Estate. Now, Rosanna Estate was originally owned by the Toy family. The Toy family, in fact, owned land on both sides of this road, substantial amounts of land. And the story of that family, they were an Anglo-Irish family when they had settled in Ireland, I suppose. But they're said to have made their money acting as cooks for Cromwell's armies in England. And when the plantations of Ireland happened, the Elizabethan plantations, the Toys came here, or a branch of the family came here, and for services rendered to the Crown, the land which was stolen or confiscated from the local Irish or the native Irish would have been parcelled out, and that family, as a kind of a payment in kind, was given a large piece of this part of County Wicklow. The name has since died out here. There were generations of the Toys for a couple of hundred years, and probably the mid 16 or late 1600s up to some point in the 19th century. Some of the last of that family, I think, were serving members of the army, British Army in the First World War. There may be some distant relatives still alive, of course, but this land anyway has since changed ownership. Now, in more recent years, we're talking about maybe in the 20th century early, that estate on the left became the property of a Mr. and Mrs. Corballis, and they farmed the land then. And then in around the 1950s, the Wilding family came, and Mr. and Mrs. Wilding reared a family there at Rosanna and farmed that land, and now John, their son John, continues to manage the estate, and it's branched out into equestrian and outdoor activity, adventure type sports as well. So I think a lot of landowners and farmers have had to do that to continue to maintain the places, because it must cost a lot of money to maintain these large farms or land banks, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lovely lot of old beech and ash trees there that have been planted probably well over 100 years ago or more. There's some great specimens of trees around here. So during the noughties, this little road was actually cut in half by the new M11 motorway, and we're just about to cross it now. And this is just a brief interlude of noise on this section, but I will show you as we go further on. We'll be back onto our quiet road. So look at all that down there. People are busy. The sad thing about rolling now, everybody seems to be in a hurry all the time. And there they are, rushing about as the lives flow by quickly. So here we are now backing in. You know, so I think it's important for everyone to take time like this out and, you know, give yourself a chance or an opportunity to think and reflect and try and keep the moment so to get to talk to. But this is what we need. So now it's a beautiful breeze here coming up along here. The land on the right hand side is part of the Inchinaka estate. There's a story told about that Inchinaka estate. Well, there's an old cemetery up there as well. Locals, some of the old locals always told a story about some headstones that have been moved from an old graveyard in some modernisation of that estate long time ago, and that the stones moved back to where they should have been left in the cemetery. But also a tragedy happened in that estate, I think in the late 18th or early 19th century. And at that time, as you know, people did not have the convenience of modern refrigerators to keep their food cool, and food could go off quickly, especially in this time of year when it's very warm. But in those old estates, they would have had ice houses or something like a cellar partially underground, where they would have salted meat and stuff like that and kept it there to preserve it. Now, the story is that the family ate some food that had been stored in that way and may not have been properly preserved, but 2 or 3 members of the family died of salmonella or something similar. That's the Inchinaka estate there. Now we're coming here to the lovely old gate lodge, and the old home that used to be Walpole's here in Mount Usher Gardens. It's now being looked after by the J family and by the Avoca group. But for many years the Walpoles developed that garden, and the Walpoles also had a very well known department store in Dublin City, up to somewhere around the late 60s. But they branched out here in Wicklow, set up this beautiful garden, and really sure it's a gem in itself, Mount Usher Gardens. Anybody travelling this area through Ashford, well, it would be really a great joy or rewarding for them to stop off there at Mount Usher and have a walk around the lovely garden. The River Bartry cuts the gardens in two. It's a water feature all the way through it, and there are some lovely ornamental ponds, waterfalls, and numerous bridges as well. So it's a kind of a long shaped garden that follows the course of the river here for probably half a mile or a kilometre in length. So that's the garden still there. We're still riding past part of the garden. So they're open, as far as I know, it used to be anyway, from March right through to the end of September or into October, and a lovely place for a stroll. So now we're coming close now to Ashford village, and the Newrath estate there is on the right hand side. How are you, lads? How are you? I'm not too bad. So we're coming here to Ashford, and we'll see the bridge over the River Bartry. I'm going to just pull in up here to the right. It's a little place to sit down, and it's nice sometimes to sit here. But this is the old Ashford Guard station, and that station was very old. It was actually handed over from the days of British rule, the early 20th century, the Royal Irish Constabulary, and they were replaced by An Garda Síochána, and for a long time it was the station for An Garda Síochána. Now they've since moved, of course, across the road here, and they're adjacent to the old post office, and that building has been closed, and hopefully it'll be renovated soon. Up ahead then is the roundabout. There's another lovely little public garden and playground here on the right hand side, and that land originally would have been in the state. I think it was donated by the owners there to the local community. And then further up towards what was the old Dublin Road, you have the wonderful Holy Rosary Church of Ashford and school. And of course Ashford at the moment is undergoing a lot of development and expansion, and the population is a whole new influx of new and younger people here. So it's going to be a fairly up and coming and vibrant community going into this 21st century, and it's kept very well and tidy, and it's a lovely little community as well. So I'm going to sign off there with this video, and I hope you liked it. If you're down in County Wicklow, you're passing along the east coast, you have to drop in this area. Bring a bike or walk, but get out and enjoy it. And thank you for patiently watching and listening to me rambling on. Thank you.